We're now on our topic 10 performance task. So let's look on the left side here. It says pet survey. So Maria asked other students what kind of pet they have. She made this chart. So the name of the chart is number of pets. So the number of fish says 27 fish, 30 cats, 8 birds, and 39 dogs. So our question here for number 1 is how many fish and cats in all? Use the open number line to solve. So first, let's go ahead and circle what numbers we are looking at. So we're looking at fish, so 27, and then cats, which are 30. So now we have an open number line. Now you can notice that these are two very big numbers. So do you think we're going to be counting by ones or by tens when I'm writing this on the open number line? Look at here. Do you think there's room to write out 30 ones or 27 ones? No, we would need a really, really long number line for that. So we are going to be counting by tens. So let's look at what is the easier number to count up from, or should I say to start with. So 30, how many tens does 30 have? Good, so 30 has 3 tens. And how many ones does 30 have? Good, 30 has 0 ones. So it would make the most sense for us to start at 27, start our open number line off at 27, because then we're just adding 30 to 27. Because when it says in all, remember that means we're adding them together. So we want to know what is 27 plus 30. So since we're counting by tens, we know that we really just need to be writing 3 more ticks on here, because there's only 3 tens in 30. So let's go ahead and do that. So 1, 2, 3. So what is 27 plus 10? We got to start off with that. So let me see where there's a space to write this. So 27 plus 10. So remember, when we are adding 10 to 27, are we changing the ones place? If we are adding 10. No, we're not changing the ones place. We're only changing this tens place, which is our 2. And how much are we changing it by? How many tens are in 10? Just 1. So it's like saying 2 plus 1, which is 3. So we already changed that tens place. Now we are leaving the ones place alone, because 7 plus 0 is what? 7. So we could say 7 plus 0. We could add the ones every single time. But whenever we add a 0 to anything, it always stays the same. So it's just going to be easier for you to remember that you do not change the ones when you're adding a 10. You just change the tens place. So our next number down here is going to be 37. So 27 plus 10 is 37. Are we done though? Nope, we still got 2 more ticks. So 10, 20, 30. So we got to add at least 20 more to find our answer. So we're not going to be saying 27 plus 10 again. Now we're going to be saying 37 plus 10. We're going to solve this just like we solved 27 plus 10. So let's look here. Once again, when we're adding the 10, We are just changing the tens place. So if you need to say that out loud while you're jumping around in a circle so that you remember, we just changed the tens place when we are adding the 10. We are leaving the ones place the same. I know we had a lot of problems with this right before our break started, so I really want you to remember that. When you add the 10, the tens place changes. If you add a 1, then the ones place changes. But we are not adding any ones right now, just the 10. So our answer now is, what is 3 plus 1? Good, it's 4. So our answer is 47 because we did not change the 1. We kept it the same. We kept it the same 7. So now we have 47. And now we can start looking for a pattern here. So what do you notice about the tens place every time we're going up by 10? Good. You should notice that it is going up by 1 every time. So I don't actually need to keep writing it out because I can save time. I know it's going 2, 3, 4. What comes after 4? 5. So now our answer is going to be 57. So we just found our answer to 27 plus 30 is 57. Let's write it down. And we can double check. So we went 27 plus 10, 20, 30. Good. So once again, why did we choose 27 to start with and not 30? So we chose 27 because it's a lot easier to add 30 to 27 when we're using this number line. Because if we chose to go up by 27, we would have to worry about both the tens and the ones. But when we looked at 30, there's no number in the ones place. There's just a 0. So it's a lot easier to count up by just the tens rather than counting up by 27 where we have to worry about the tens and the ones. So our goal is to make it as simple as possible when we're adding these big numbers. We don't want to make it too difficult for ourselves. So let's go ahead to number 2. So number 2 says how many dogs and birds in all? Use the 100 chart to add. So now we're not looking at a number line anymore. We're looking at this big hundreds chart. So let me use another color. So now we're looking at dogs and birds. So let's go over here and circle what we are adding. So we're looking at birds and then the dogs. So we have 8 and we have 39. So when we're using a hundreds chart, usually we want to start with the bigger number. Because the bigger number, if we start with that, means that there's less work for us to do. Because if we started at 8 and added 39, we would have a lot of numbers to be adding, a lot of rows and columns to be going through. But if we start at our bigger number, which is 39, I'm going to go ahead and circle that. We don't have as many numbers to add. We only have 8 numbers that we need to be adding. So let's go ahead and add our 8 to 39. So go ahead over here. So we're adding 1. Now remember, when we're adding the ones, we're going across the row. When we're adding tens, we're going up and down the column. So since there's no tens in 8, it's just ones, we're just going to go across. So we already said 1. Now go to the next row. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And what is the number that we ended up on? 47. Good. And I should have said back here, we know that, like we looked at in the other problem, whenever it says in all, that means adding. So how many do we have in all when we put both numbers together? So what did we add? We added 39 plus 8. And we got 47. So there's 47 dogs and birds in total. All right, and we could have, let's look at if we did decide to start with 8. So let me erase our work over here so that we can get a fresh slate here. So let's see what would happen if we decided to add 8 plus 39 instead. Because we would get the same answer, it would just, our work would look a little bit different. So first, let's look at the number 39. How many 10s are in 39? Good, there's 3 10s. So, do we go back and forth when we're counting by 10s? No, because that's by counting by 1s is when we go back and forth. So, we go up and down the column when we are adding 10. So, we would add 3 10s. That means we would move down 3 times. So, let's do that now. So, 1, 2, 3. Is our answer 38? Nope, it is not. And that is because we have to worry about the 1s here. So we still have 9 1s that we need to be adding. So we're not going to keep going down the columns because we're not counting by 10s anymore. We're counting by 1s. So we are going to go across the columns. So now we got to add 9. So let's do that now. 1, 2, go all the way over, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And what is our answer? It is still 47. So as you can see, it doesn't matter which way you add, but I just showed you the simpler way first. Because when we started at the bigger number and added the smaller number, we didn't even have to worry about going down the columns at all. We just went straight across because we were just dealing with the 1s there. But if you want to start with the smaller number, if you want to do 8 plus 39, you're going to get the same answer. So it is really up to you in the end.